All right, Patriots fans, buckle up, because what we just witnessed might be the turning point of the entire season. There's a different vibe around this team right now, and it's hard not to feel that surge of optimism pulsing through Foxborough. After what we saw this past weekend, people might call an overreaction, but I'm telling you, this Patriots team could actually be a real contender in the AFC. Yeah, you heard that right. Contender. Not a fluke, not a lucky streak, but a squad that's starting to find its identity and, more importantly, learning how to win football games again. Now, technically, they're sitting in that 7th playoff seed as of today, but that could easily change once Sunday and Monday night games wrap up. Either way, the fact that they're even in this conversation says a lot about the growth we've seen. Think about where this team was just a few weeks ago: sloppy, inconsistent, and honestly lifeless at times. Fast forward to now, and the Patriots have something brewing. You can feel it in the way they execute on both sides of the ball. You can see it in the confidence of their young quarterback. It's still early, but if this momentum holds, the postseason isn't just a dream. It's right there for the taking. Let's talk about the biggest headline of the week: Drake May. The kid is cooking, and I mean really cooking. Week after week, he's proving that he's not just the future of the franchise. He's the present. Against the Saints, he put together another masterclass. Over 260 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and most importantly, 0 turnovers. None. That's how you win games in the NFL. Protect the ball, move the chains, and capitalize when it counts. It's not flashy, it's not overcomplicated, it's just good football. And that's exactly what Drake May is giving New England right now. When you look at how the offense operated in that game, it's clear they're starting to click. Over 300 total yards, more than 30 minutes of possession time, and a rhythm that we haven't seen from them in years. The running game still needs work, no doubt about it, but the balance is improving. The offensive line, which was a major concern earlier this season, actually held up long enough for May to do his thing. And man, when he's comfortable, he's dangerous. Every throw looks more decisive. Every read looks sharper, and the kid's confidence is through the roof. And can we talk about the defense for a second? That interior line is starting to look downright scary. When you've got Christian Barmore clogging the middle alongside Milton Williams and Kairos Tonga, it's like a brick wall out there. You're not running through that trio. You just aren't. The Saints tried and failed miserably. Add in a perfectly timed forced fumble by Christian Ellis to punch the ball out of Juwan Johnson's hands. And that's what separates average teams from playoff teams. When you need a play, someone steps up. That's the kind of grit that defines Patriots football. The AFC picture, meanwhile, is wide open. Like, seriously, it's anyone's conference right now. The Colts are sitting up top, but let's be honest. Does anyone really believe they're the best team in the conference? Not a chance. The Steelers are solid. The Bills are always dangerous, but every single one of those teams has shown cracks. That's why this moment is so crucial for New England. The window is right there, and with the way this defense is playing and the way May is developing, the Patriots have as good a shot as anyone to make a deep run. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. The MVP conversation. I know, it sounds wild, but hear me out. Drake May has officially earned his place in that discussion. I'm not saying he's the front runner yet, but you can't ignore the numbers. 5 straight games with a passer rating over 100. Over 1,000 yards in that stretch. Efficient, poised, consistent. He's joining names like Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino as one of the only quarterbacks under the age of 23 to put up those kinds of stats across consecutive games. That's elite company, and it's not an accident. This isn't a one-game fluke. It's becoming the new normal for him. And you know what's even crazier? He's doing it without a dominant supporting cast. Sure, there are playmakers, but it's not like he's surrounded by Pro Bowl talent at every position. He's elevating the offense. He's making receivers better. He's making the offensive line's job easier. That's what great quarterbacks do. They make the entire team believe. And the belief around Drake May right now is sky high. Defensively, there's another name that deserves some serious love: Marcus Jones. This guy is everywhere. Corner, slot, special teams, it doesn't matter. He's making plays all over the field. You watch him, and it's obvious he's one of the most athletic and instinctive players on the roster. Against the Saints, He had 5 tackles and multiple pass breakups, and that's just scratching the surface. He's been doing it week in and week out. Remember that play he made against Kean Coleman last week? That was game-changing. Now he's doing it again against Chris Olave. Every time you think you've seen the best of him, he raises the bar. The Patriots absolutely need to extend Marcus Jones. That shouldn't even be up for debate anymore. He's too valuable, too versatile, and too reliable to let go. And in a draft class that hasn't exactly produced a ton of stars, he's the one guy carrying that banner proudly. Losing him would be a massive mistake, plain and simple. But as much as we're all hyped about the win, let's be real, the officiating in that game was brutal. One of the worst displays of refereeing I've seen in a long time. Missed calls, phantom penalties, inconsistency, you name it. The refs practically try to hand the game away. 11 penalties for 65 yards? Come on. And some of those flags were just ridiculous. That offensive pass interference on the 61-yard touchdown to Pop Douglas was absurd. The ref literally watched the play, walked backward 10 yards, and then threw the flag after the fact. You can't make that up. Then there was that so-called pass interference that completely killed a drive. Even Stephon Diggs was saying afterward that it wasn't OPI, that he barely got touched. It's infuriating because those kinds of calls change the momentum of a game. But credit to the Patriots. They didn't fold. They stayed composed, didn't lose their cool, and finished strong. That's growth. That's maturity. A lesser team would have let the frustration take over, but they stayed locked in and got the job done. And that's the thing about this team right now. They're learning how to win ugly. They're learning how to battle through bad officiating, injuries, and mistakes. They're learning how to be resilient again. That's what made New England great during all those championship years. It wasn't always perfect football. It was about finding ways to win when everything seemed to go wrong. Next week, it's the Titans. And let's be honest, this one feels personal. You can bet Mike VRABEL circled this matchup the moment the schedule dropped. He wants this one bad, and he's going to have his guys fired up. But here's the reality. The Titans just aren't good this year. They've struggled on both sides of the ball, and their defense looks like a shell of what it used to be. If the Patriots come out focused, this should be their game to take from start to finish. And honestly, it's not just about winning this next one. It's about continuing to prove that this team is turning the corner. That the old Patriots mentality, the one built on discipline, grit, and execution, is making its comeback. You can feel it every time Drake May steps on the field, every time the defense forces a turnover, every time they grind out another tough drive. Something's changing in New England. And now, as we move into the next stretch of the season, the question everyone's asking is simple. Can the Patriots keep this up? Can this team sustain what they've built over the last few weeks and turn it into a legitimate playoff push? Because what we're seeing isn't luck, it's progress. It's growth. It's the result of a young roster finally starting to believe in itself. For the first time in what feels like years, the Patriots look like a team that plays for each other. You can see it on the sidelines, in the way they celebrate every big stop and every third down conversion. There's a sense of unity that's been missing, and it's starting to pay off on the field. Drake May's leadership has a lot to do with that. He's only in his second year, but you'd never know it by the way he commands the huddle. He's calm, confident, and he's got that unshakable poise that great quarterbacks have. When things get tense, he doesn't panic. He adjusts. You can see him reading defenses pre-snap, recognizing pressure, shifting protections. It's the kind of growth that separates a promising rookie from a franchise cornerstone. And honestly, it's contagious. When your quarterback plays with that kind of composure, everyone else follows. The offensive line fights a little harder, the receivers finish their routes, and the defense feeds off that energy. What's really exciting is how this offense is starting to evolve. Early in the season, everything felt forced. The play calling was conservative, the rhythm was off, and they couldn't sustain drives. Now, they're mixing it up. Short passes, quick slants, rollouts, and deep shots when the opportunity's there. It's balanced football, and it's putting defenses on their heels. The chemistry between May and his receivers is getting stronger every week. You can see the trust growing with guys like Keyshawn Bout and Demario Douglas. Those back shoulder throws, those tight window completions, Those are plays that only happen when the quarterback and his guys are perfectly in sync. But the Patriots' turnaround isn't just about offense. The defense has quietly been one of the most reliable units in the league. The pass rush is relentless. The secondary, even with injuries, has stepped up in a big way. Christian Gonzalez continues to look like a lockdown corner when he's healthy, and pairing him with Marcus Jones creates one of the most dynamic duos in football. Jones' speed and instincts are unreal. He reads routes like he's inside the receiver's head. You'll see him bait a quarterback into a throw and then explode to the ball in a split second. Plays like that change games. And here's the thing. This defense doesn't just stop teams. It demoralizes them. The way they swarm to the ball, the way they tackle, the way they force turnovers. It's the kind of defense that wears opponents down mentally. They might give up a big play here and there, but they never crumble. That bend but don't break mentality is back. And when it's paired with an offense that can actually sustain drives, it's a nightmare for any opponent. Now, of course, not everything is perfect. The penalties are still an issue. 11 flags for 65 yards in one game is way too many, and those kinds of mistakes can easily cost you a playoff spot down the line. Discipline has to be the next big step. This team has the talent to beat anyone, but they can't keep shooting themselves in the foot with unnecessary penalties. That's something Belichick-era Patriots used to pride themselves on: clean, efficient football. If they can rediscover that consistency, they'll be even more dangerous. One of the most underrated storylines of this season has been the composure of the coaching staff. They've taken a lot of criticism, and honestly, some of it was deserved early on. But lately, the adjustments have been spot on. They're putting players in positions to succeed, designing schemes that highlight their strengths instead of forcing them into rigid roles. The offensive play design is more creative, the defensive packages more aggressive, and it's showing in the results. You can tell the coaches are trusting their young players more, and the players are rewarding that trust on the field. Looking ahead, the upcoming schedule is where the Patriots can really prove what they're made of. The Titans are first, and that matchup is all about setting the tone. They can't afford to underestimate Tennessee, even if the Titans are struggling. Every game from here on out has playoff implications, and if the Patriots come out flat, it could undo all the momentum they've built. But if they come out hungry, focused, and execute the way they've been lately, they could make a serious statement. After that, the schedule doesn't get much easier, but confidence can take you a long way in this league. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling around Gillette Stadium as tension brews within the New England Patriots locker room. According to recent comments that have sent shockwaves through the NFL community, head coach Mike VRABEL hinted that there may be a player contaminating the team, sparking speculation and fueling a storm of rumors. VRABEL, known for his disciplined and no-nonsense approach, has rarely spoken so pointedly about internal issues, leaving fans and insiders scrambling to decipher the meaning behind his cryptic remark. The Patriots, who have experienced a roller coaster season, are no strangers to internal drama. But VRABEL's recent statement suggests something deeper than a typical locker room spat or a run-of-the-mill disagreement over playtime. Could be a clash of personalities, an attitude problem, or something more insidious that threatens team cohesion. Sources close to the organization have been tight-lipped, but whispers among beat reporters hint at tension between younger talent and veteran leadership, a struggle that has apparently reached the coach's radar. Social media exploded in response to VRABEL's comment, with fans speculating endlessly about who could be the alleged toxic presence. Analysts point out that locker room chemistry is as critical as the X's and O's, and a single disruptive player can derail even the most disciplined squads. VRABEL, in typical fashion, did not confirm any names, but emphasized that maintaining unity is paramount for the Patriots' playoff aspirations. The timing of his remark, coming after a series of inconsistent performances on the field, has only added fuel to the rumor mill, with some insiders suggesting that a shakeup could be imminent if the situation isn't resolved. Historically, the Patriots have prided themselves on culture and accountability, But VRABEL's admission hints at the challenges of keeping that standard intact in today's high-pressure NFL environment. Team insiders caution that, while the statement is vague, the impact on morale could be significant if left unchecked. Fans and commentators alike are left to wonder. Will the alleged source of disruption be confronted behind closed doors, or will it fester and affect the Patriots' pursuit of dominance this season? One thing is certain. Every eye will be on Gillette Stadium, watching for any signs that the rumor may turn into reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.